Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Thanks for taking time out of your Thursday afternoon to listen to this presentation. My name is Stephen Primo. I am the president and founder of SpecialistTrading.com. As you see here in front of you, we are an educational company. In fact, we feel that we are your premier online source for education in trading the markets. Now, even though we provide all of our members with signals and with strategies and tips and techniques to trade, we're really about educating you and teaching you so you can empower yourself, so you can dig down into all the information we provide, and so that you can really learn for yourself and be able to trade on your own throughout the years. Now, to give you a little bit of background about myself, for those of you who are new to my presentations, I've been trading for 36 years. I started on the floor of the Pacific Stock Exchange, where I was a specialist on the floor for Donaldson, Lufkin, and Jenrette. I traded through the crash and through a lot of different market environments, and I've seen and traded just about everything and anything there is out there. And in my 36 years of trading, I've really accumulated a lot of, as you see here, insights, wisdom, and trading strategies from the floor. Roughly about 4 or 5 years ago, I started Specialist Trading, my website, so that I could educate people into the actual strategies and techniques that I use myself, which I trade. So that's what I really am interested in, and today I'm really excited because for the very first time we're going to be introducing a brand new program. What we're talking about today is the Specialist Trading Elite Stock Trading College. Now, this is the first time we've ever done this. As we stated, Specialist Trading has been around for 3 or 4 years, and even though my background is in stocks, this is the first time we've had an actual stock college. We've had colleges with the E-mini markets as well as the Forex markets. But I'm excited about our stock college because, as I said, it's the very first time, and as well, we are including some things inside the stock college that are only akin to this particular course. You're going to find a particular strategy as well as a technique that you cannot find with other courses and other strategies. So I'm going to be talking about those today. Excuse me. But before we begin, as always, I ask that you please take a moment to view our disclaimer. I'm going to show you some performance results from the strategies I'll be teaching you in the college, but please remember that we can in no way guarantee that any of these results will be repeated in the future. So once again, as you're taking a moment to view our disclaimer, if you've attended my presentations in the past, you'll know that I love to take questions, but I like to wait till the very end. So for those of you people who are new to my webinars, please write down your question, and I promise we'll get to it in roughly about 20 or 25 minutes. After I go through the entire webinar and give you all the information included, then we'll take about the next 5 or 10 minutes to ask any question, okay? It seems that the webinars flow a lot much smoother if we wait till the end to ask any questions. And also, if you happen to come up with a question after we've concluded, don't worry. As always, I'll provide you with a phone number as well as an email address where you can contact us and ask us any questions you like, okay? So there's lots of ways to ask questions. Just kindly wait till the very end to ask them, okay? All right, so why don't we begin, and I'd like to start off with what I learned while trading on the floor of the exchange. I often talk about this in my classes and with my students because I started out just pretty much like everybody else. I traded stocks and I tried to pick tops and bottoms, and I had a very difficult time. It would work 3 or 4 times and then it wouldn't work and I'd lose everything that I just made. So I was very disheartened. I was very discouraged when I first started trading, and my mentors actually taught me what you really need in order to turn your trading around and get on that road to consistency. So here's what they taught me when I first started trading. They said, Steve, in order to be successful at trading, what you need to do is you need to make your trading as simple as possible. Okay, so successful trading should be as simple as possible. I know a lot of traders really tend to overcomplicate their trading. I was speaking to someone a few days ago who had a lot of experience in trading the markets, but their trading plan was extremely complicated. They had a number of rules, and plus they had everything had to line up perfectly, and everything had to be in sync so that a trade could take place. There was no deviation from the system or any of the rule-based patterns, and it really makes it too complicated. And so once you make your trading that complicated, you're really on a road to inconsistency, and you're taking yourself out of the game. So what we want to do is make it as simple as possible. I know firsthand because my trading was extremely complicated. I was following way too many markets. I was trading way too many time frames. I had far too many indicators on my screen, and I was paying attention too much to every news event that came out. So my trading, if you looked at it from a glance, you could say that it was way too complicated. As soon as I stripped away a lot of these things that I was relying upon, my trading became much more simple, and I started to become much more consistent. So this is one of the first things my mentors taught me. Steve, keep things as simple as possible. Secondly, they said your trading should be consistent. Now this goes without saying, everyone wants to be consistent, but what exactly does that mean? Well, far too many traders are looking to hit that home run. They want every trade to be a winner, and they want every trade to make tons of money. And sure, we'd all like to see that, but it just really isn't possible. I think if you ever see anyone promoting that, you should run away because it's just not normal. Everyone will go into some type of loss every once in a while, or everyone will not hit a home run each and every trade. Now that happens in specialist trading. Every once in a while we will hit a home run with our signals with our trades, but that's not our motivation. Our motivation is to be consistent, and so consistency really means about hitting singles. All right, we're not concerned about hitting the home run. We want to get this nice little single, or in other words, we want this 2 steps forward, 1 step back approach. All right, so that when we see the longevity of our trades on some type of equity graph or equity chart, we see that we have this nice, smooth upward slope rather than this real big swings up and down, because I know from experience that it's just as easily to lose a ton of money as it is to make a home run. So I really am not motivated towards looking to make tons of money on each and every trade. I'm just looking to be as consistent with the market as I can. And that's really what it takes to be successful, because consistency will have you trading down the road 10, 20, 30 years from now. I know tons of traders that I traded with on the floor of the exchange that made millions of dollars in a couple of years, and they've lost it all. So they went for the home run, and that's great, but their plan didn't sustain that home run. So we're not looking to go for that. When that happens, that's fantastic. We're just looking to be consistent in our trading. And then lastly, I think most importantly, my mentor said, Steve, you have to make yourself a part of the process. So successful trading should make you a part of the process. So what does this mean? Well, most traders like to trade some type of rule-based method or technology or something that will have them follow the rules. But what too many traders do is they take themselves out of the game. And what do I mean by that? Well, they have a set of rules where they must follow each and every time. This is systematic trading. In other words, regardless if the market is choppy or if the market is in a crash or if it's going straight up, you follow the same rule-based each and every time. So you're taking yourself out of the game, or else they rely too much on news or some trading room or chat room or some trading guru to tell them what to enter and what to exit. When you do this, in my opinion, you're taking your power away. You're taking your own process out, and we want you to be a part of the process. I want you to look at my strategies and say, you know what, out of all the information and things you've given me, I'm going to trade this with a more conservative approach, or I'm going to use Steve's more aggressive approaches, or I'm going to use a different entry or stop loss. These are all things that define your strategy, that fine-tune it to meet your needs, as opposed to doing the same thing each and every time, being systematic, or more what we call robotic type of trading. So I used to trade like this, so I know firsthand once again I did the same thing each and every time. There was no way to deviate from the rules until my mentor said, Steve, you have to be a part of the process. If you feel as if this trade should be traded a little bit more aggressively, then go ahead and change. In other words, keep the same framework, but change things a little bit more in terms of perhaps your exit or your entry to make it a little bit more aggressive. If you feel that the market is a little bit more, too much risky for your liking, then change it to be more conservative. Keep the same groundwork, but change things to be more conservative. And this is what we teach you in all of our courses, how to be a part of the process. It's my opinion that if you use all these 3 components, you'll be on the road to successful trading. That's my goal. Remember, we are an educational company. Our goal is not to supply you simply with signals each night so that you really don't understand what you're doing and you're just entering an order. We want you to understand the process. We want you to be a part of the process. This is the way I was taught, and this is what turned my way of trading around. Ultimately, I was on that road to consistency. So this is my goal to do with my students and my members. My goal is to teach you how to trade with a specialist edge, which is rooted in simplicity so that you'll be able to get that consistency in your trading. Okay, so that's just a little bit of background about what we do at Specialist Trading. We're not just simply generating orders for you to follow blindly. We're really giving you concepts and ideas that have stood the test of time, that really work, and that I personally use myself. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to have in the college, okay? This is once again brand new, and so I'm going to explain and tell you exactly what's offered and show you a couple of things and show you actually some signals that were generated recently using the strategies I'll be teaching. First of all, I'm going to go over a ton of tools and techniques that will help heighten your trading and that you can apply to actually any currency, or I should say any current strategy that you're using at this time. So it doesn't matter if you use these techniques solely for my method. You can apply them to something that you're currently using that works or that you like. But these are really great tools and techniques that I use myself. Here's one that we'll be talking about. It's our first edge. It's a simple tool designed to place you on the right side of the market in any time frame and in any direction. So this is really a great tool that we have here that you can apply to trading in our new college. This is our edge number one. And let me show you this example here in UPS. This was just going back to February. As you can see, UPS was going straight up from the beginning of the year. At one point, someone could have said, you know what, this has gone far too high. There's no reason it should go any higher. In fact, all of my indicators or the charting service I subscribe to says it's tremendously overbought, so I want to short it. So all of a sudden, the next couple of days, UPS does start to go down. So you jump in and you decide to sell, right? And as what usually happens with people who are familiar with this technique, guess what? It goes right back up the minute you get in, okay? So what if there were a tool designed to get you on the right side most of the time that had a high probability for having you on the right side of the trade? Well, there is, and this is what I teach in the course. How about our second edge, okay? Now, this is a simple technique designed to fine-tune your entries, which will result most of the time in a high percentage trade, all right? Most of the time I've seen that traders, when they have a profitable trade, or when they have a trade that you know, usually is profitable towards the end but ends up in a loss, it's because they were on the right side. They had the right idea. It was their entry that really was not up to par, and that's what turned the trade into a loss. So this is a tool designed to fine-tune your entry so that you'll be able to stay in the trade and have a proper entrance. Here's an example in Tiffany. Now, as we can see here, the stock is kind of in a ranging motion. This was just in April last month. Now, someone could say, well, here's some type of resistance, okay? Now, this is where I want to get in. If we break out of this resistance, conventional wisdom tells me I should buy, right? Because it means it's a breakout and it's probably going higher. So this is where you place your order to jump in, or you're diligently watching for it to break out. And as it does, you enter and you're long going out the rest of that day, and you feel pretty comfortable about the trade. Well, then look what happens. It immediately falls out of bed, and so you probably get stopped out, or you get frightened over the next couple of days after you see a large loss, and you sell your position thinking that it was the wrong thing to do. Well, in actuality, if you look at it over time, it was the right thing to do to buy Tiffany. It was just your entry technique that was wrong. Most people have the wrong entry technique. They'll either buy at the market or place a limit order somewhere that really isn't the most opportune place to enter. We teach you this technique, which would have gotten you long Tiffany. It would have been a buy signal, but we would have had you long and enter on this day right here. So once you would have entered, you see that you entered at the most opportune time. It was a fine-tuning of your entry. It wasn't that it was wrong to buy Tiffany, because ultimately, had you purchased it here, you eventually would have been reaping some nice gains here. But what happens so many times is that our entry is faulty. We get scared once it doesn't go our way. We exit, and then right after that, it goes right the direction we originally wanted it to go. I'm sure this seems familiar with a lot of people. So we'll teach you this entry technique, which will, we really feel, heighten your chances for success. Now, we're also going to teach you about exits as well. We have a variety of both aggressive and conservative exits. And we also have what we call dynamic exits, which are changing all the time. They're changing with the environment of the current market. And we have fixed exits as well. So you can decide, once again, where we make you a part of the process. We don't just want to say, this is the way you exit each and every time, or this is the way you enter each and every time, the way we just showed you that fine-tuned entry. We want to give you all these variables and options so that you can become a part of the process and decide, well, I want to use an aggressive exit, or I want to use a conservative exit. Let me show you what I mean here. Using the standard fixed exit on a signal that was actually generated in IWM, that's the ETF for the Russell 2000, we had a buy signal in the beginning of February to go long. Now, had you used our standard fixed exit, you would have exited right here, roughly a couple of points higher. That would have been a nice trade in just a couple of days. But if you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, you could have used another exit point we have, which would have kept you in the trade a little bit longer, but you would have had some higher gains. And then finally, if you wanted to be even more aggressive and stay longer using this fixed entry technique, you could have stayed and ultimately exited right here. Now, the beauty of a lot of our techniques, not that we're guaranteeing this, but once you learn how to use these different techniques, you'll see so many times that if you use an aggressive approach and finally use our standard exit techniques, that many times once you're out, the market changes, and it got you out right at the top, or in many cases, it'll get you out at the bottom to cover. Here's an example in Cat Tractor. We had an actual sell signal. This was in the middle of April, just 2 or 3 weeks ago, to go short. Now, if you use the standard generic exits, fixed exits, you could have exited here on these the same day. You could have exited with exit number 1 or exit number 2. But if you wanted to be more aggressive, you could have used the third and most aggressive exit at number 3. And once again, you'll see many times that once you get to that third exit point, the market changes direction. So these are just a few examples of the different exit points we use. Remember, these were fixed, but we also use dynamic exits, meaning that they change and shift with the way the stock is acting in real time. All right, now we also have a variety of stops to use. Now, stops are extremely important. Many times people will lose in a trade because they have faulty stops or because their stop is inconsistent with the stock they're trading. So what we offer you, once again, are different options. This is why we say these are strategies. These are not systems, because we give you different options in which to trade. There are virtually 1,000,001 ways to trade with all the information we give you. In fact, we give you 4 initial stop placements right off the bat if you want to trade more aggressively or conservatively. And then we also give you stop placement ideas for trailing the trade. Let's say you're in a trade where it's really going in your favor, and you know what? You don't want to exit everything, so you sell a portion of your position, but you want to trail the remainder of it. So we give you 3 different techniques for moving your stop up if you're long, or moving it down if you're short. Okay, so let's talk about strategies. This is what I'm sure everyone's interested in. We're going to give you 3 of our top or our most consistent strategies that we feel will give you the best bang for your buck. We really love these strategies, and many of you may be already trading them in terms of you have purchased one individually. We're going to offer all 3 in this combo in this college, and we're going to start off with strategy number 1, which is our best strategy for capturing those type of swing moves. Okay, strategy number 1 can be traded intraday, can be traded in any time frame in any direction, but it's best used for swing trades. Let me show you what I mean here. Here's an example on BWLD going back to the middle of February. As you see here, we had kind of a rangy market, and then we sold off. On the 26th, strategy number 1 issued a buy signal, and look at the nice swing we generated, nearly 5 points in the next week. Now, we all know that Apple, as of late, had been going in a really strong downtrend. It's just most recently started to head upwards. But in that strong downtrend, we were only looking for selling opportunities. And if you were a swing trader that liked to go short, these were actual signals generated by strategy number 1 where you could have taken advantage of that. Well, now, we know we have a lot of traders who say, well, Steve, Apple's a little bit too rich for my blood, or I can't really short it. Well, you could simply just apply options to it. This is not an option class, but what you could do is just simply purchase the puts on this particular trade. Once you get a signal, just purchase the puts and just exit the option once you see you get to your standard exit point. But on the first strategy number 1 trade, you would have gained over 71 points. On the second one, over 40. On the last one, over 35 points. You see, this is all with the swing trading benefits of strategy number 1. For you people who like to intraday trade, strategy number 1 can also be used in intraday markets for trading stocks as well. All right, so let's talk about our second strategy, and this is probably our most popular strategy. It's strategy number 4. And why is it popular? Because it transfers so well onto any time frame, or actually onto any market. You can actually use this strategy on another market if you'd like, rather than stocks. But it's a great strategy. You can use it. It works perfectly for intraday traders. I know a lot of traders will say, well, Steve, I don't look at daily bars or weekly bars. This is probably the best strategy to day trade. It's strategy number 4. And so if we look at HSY Hershey, we see that we had a really nice strong uptrend at the beginning of the year going straight up, and all the time we see that strategy number 1 generated buy signals, 4 really nice buy signals using this particular strategy. If you want to use it to go short in NEM, new mining, you see here that while the stock was in a clear downtrend, all this strategy did was pinpoint these really nice places to go short. One of the beauties of strategy number 4 is that it offers you a multitude of different exit points. So you can use the standard generic, or you can use the more aggressive exit point to either stay in the trade longer or to just have a quick exit and have a quick trade in a matter of days. And as we stated, the best thing about strategy number 4 is that it transfers really easily onto intraday trading. Here's Microsoft on a 10-minute chart, and as you can see here, the beauty of strategy number 4 is that can be applied to any time frame. We had a nice uptrend here. This was going back to, I believe, the 9th of April, just about a month ago, and you could have seen all the nice buy signals on an intraday basis. You could have used these to go along Microsoft on a 10-minute chart. All right, so let's talk about our third strategy now, and this is we're really excited about this. This is actually a brand new strategy. I've been using this and trading this for over a year now, but I've been really just wanting to get all the bugs out of it to make sure that it was up to par. This is strategy number 8, and the beauty of this strategy is that it's only offered to stock traders. We do not transfer this over onto any other market or time frame. It's basically just for trading daily bars and just stocks. I know that we tried to experiment with it on the currency pairs and on the forex, I should say on the mini markets, and it had some, reasonable success, but it really works the best on stocks. So we're just offering it for stock traders. It's exclusive to the Stock Trading College, strategy number 8. And the way strategy number 8 is designed, it's designed to capture those quick momentum moves. And what we're looking for is an issue that has had a large run, either to the upside or to the downside. And it's usually where people say, you know what, this is far too overbought. There's no way it's going to go any higher. And what strategy number 8 does is pinpoint those scenarios where there's a little bit more to squeeze out of the profit. And so it'll actually, when you're thinking to yourself, it can't possibly go any higher, strategy number 8 is saying, well, actually, there is some high probability that we most likely are going higher. As we see in CAG, we had a tremendous run up here. And at this point, someone's probably saying it's getting ready to roll over. Well, on the 26th, there was a really nice strategy number 8 signal to go long, saying that there was going to be even more room left to the upside. And then at this point, you're saying, well, it looks like we're topping out here of just about a month ago. But once again, on the 16th, it says, no, there's actually a little bit more room to the upside. You could have gone long CAG again. Remember, it's designed to capture quick momentum moves. You're not going to really be in this trade for a long time, anywhere from 1 to 5 days. I think it actually works even better, just from my own personal experience, when we're looking at downward movement, because of the way the markets move when they're falling out of bed, you can really catch some really nice quick momentum moves to the downside. Now here we're looking at TDC. We had a really strong gap down opening, and then we started to head lower. I'm sure at this point people were saying, well, this is far too oversold. There's no way we can go any lower. But in the beginning of April, in the middle of April, it flashed 2 more sell signals very quickly where you could have made some really nice gains. It's been my experience that strategy number 8 works well with higher price stocks. Even though you get some really nice signals with $20 and $30 issues, equity prices, you'll see some really nice gains with stock prices over 50, over 75. You can also apply options if you'd like. Now, these strategies, as I said, work best with stocks, okay? Number 1 is a great swing trader strategy. Number 4 is great for intraday trading or as well for trading stocks that are in a nice momentum move. And strategy 8 really works the best that we've seen in the past year or two just with stocks. But the beauty is, with just a few minor changes and a few alterations, which you can explore on your own, they actually work well with ETFs, with futures, with the forex markets, and with commodities. So if you're interested in exploring, well, you have all the rules. You're going to have all the rules. You're going to have all the information, knowing how signals are generated. You can do some experimenting on your own, or simply email me and ask me how to apply these for the different markets, and I can show you some different techniques. So it's almost as if you're buying a college that will work in other markets as well. Now, with this college, you also get 2 extra bonuses, and I think this is where you really get really the main core of what it means to be a strategic player. Remember, we said this is an educational company, so I'm giving you all the things I've learned in my 36 years that have helped me and sustained me in my trading, and this is what I'm sharing with you. Remember, it's not about taking the signals blindly and just seeing if they work over time. It's about becoming a part of the process. So what we're offering you are two great tools, two extra bonus tools in this college that help you to become a part of the process. And the first is the ATM. I'll explain exactly what that means. No, it's not a money machine. And the second is the PET-D, which is a totally brand new tool we have that I've designed, that I personally use. In fact, I was using it today as we speak, which is a great tool that I'm sharing with my members for the very first time ever. All right, so what exactly is the ATM? What is this actual tool to help our trading? The ATM is Advanced Trade Management, okay? That's all it stands for. And what it is, it's a tool designed to keep you out of trading. In other words, it's designed to have you stop trading your strategy when it goes into a severe drawdown or losses. In other words, we all know from time to time we're going to go into some type of drawdown. Everyone, loves to be trading when your strategy is working, but when your strategy stops working, it does not mean that it's a faulty strategy or that it's based on things that don't work or not sound or fundamental. It just means that it's currently out of sync with the current market environment. That's what it means. So what if there were a tool that were designed to get you out when it stopped being in sync and then get you back in when the strategy was in sync? We all know that we trade strategies and they work great when there's a lot of volatility or a lot of movement. And then once the market dries up and it starts to go sideways or gets choppy, it doesn't work anymore. Well, what if there was a tool that could keep you out once it started to show some negative signs? Well, that's what the ATM does. Now we see here, this is a strategy from the signals we have here in the green arrows. This is when a strategy is working great. Well, this is when the ATM will keep you in. It'll say, continue trading. It's working great. But we all know that from time to time, the markets will change their environment, as we see here, and we'll get some really choppy markets, and the signals will pour out, and they'll get you whipsawed. So what we do, what most systematic traders do, is they continue to blindly take the trades, and we don't want to do that. Remember, it's a part of the process that we want you to become. So with the ATM, when you apply this, it'll really help you in staying away from markets like this. Okay, so this is a great tool. We teach you how to apply it, and it'll really, in our opinion, help elevate your trading. So that's one of the bonuses. The second bonus we offer is a brand new tool. It's called the PET-D, and to simply explain what that means, it's the Primo Early Trend Detector. Okay, that's all it stands for, the PET-D. And this is a great tool. As I stated, I've been using this for a while, but I've never really talked about it because I just wanted to make sure I got everything in line, and also I wanted to make sure that there was an add-on for it so that you could see it. It's actually a color bar technique or a tool so that it paints the colors of the bars regardless of time frame, either green or red, and it's telling you once you see a green bar color that you're in some type of an early trend, that most likely it's the beginning of an upward trend. Once you see a dark red bar, it's giving you clues that most likely you're in the beginning of a downward trend. Now someone could say, well, so how is this going to help me? How do I use this? Well, there are a number of ways to use it. First of all, you can just use it as a warning type of methodology, but there are a number of ways to trade it using these different colored bars, and I show you this in the class. So these different techniques and methods to trade it are on top of the 3 strategies that I will be sharing with you. Let me show you some examples here. This is AIV going back to the beginning of the year. As we see here, the AIV was going straight up, but as far back as December, you see that the color bars changed from red to green, telling us in advance that most likely there's going to be a nice upward trend. Now, this is not per se a strategy where that the minute it turns green you buy and the minute it turns red you sell. It mainly is stating that you should be trading within the sync of the trend. And so if you have green bars, you should only be looking to go long or some type of strategy that's giving you a buy signal. If you have red bars, that's when you should be looking to go short, or your strategy should be giving you sell signals. So it's a great technique, once again designed to get you on the right side. As we look here in Apple, okay, everyone knows that Apple has been performing terrible as of late. It started to bounce, but going back the past year or so, it acted terrible, going all the way up into the 700s and then falling out of bed. Well, if we look at this weekly chart of Apple using the PET-D as early as September and October of 2012, what happened? Well, the paint bars changed to red. So this was our early trend detector telling us that most likely we're going into some type of downtrend, and look what happened the entire way down. Okay? So this is a great, great tool. All you need to see is that you have sustained colors in one direction, and then you start to look for a strategy that coincides with that. In other words, if you have red bars, you're looking to go short. You're looking for strategy signals telling you to go short. If you have green bars, you're looking for your strategy signal to tell you to go long. Now let me show you something that's happened very recently. This was a news item that came in Tesla. As we see here, as reported in NBC News, it says the electric car maker Tesla defies skeptics. This was on May 13th. This was just this past week. It said the California electric vehicle manufacturer Tesla reported this past week its first ever profit of $11.2 million, as sales of its Model S sedan outpaced even its own optimistic expectations. Tesla is promising even better numbers for the rest of the coming year as it ramps up production at its assembly plant near San Francisco and opens up new markets in Europe and Asia. Okay? This sent Wall Street into a frenzy. The Tesla shares surged 24% in the hours after the market's first quarter earnings announcement, after the maker's first quarter earnings announcement, and doubling since hitting a low point late last winter. So obviously this is great news. The stock took off to the upside after this news came out. But usually, once again, this is why we don't rely on outside sources such as news the way most traders do, because usually it's a day late and a dollar short. What if they're a tool or a tool like the PET-D that could give you an early trend detection as to what Tesla was doing? Okay, well, let's look at our next chart here. This was a Tesla daily bar chart of Tesla. As we see here, this is where the earnings report came out, and this is where the stock took off to the upside. But if we look back as far back as a couple of months ago in April, circled here in green, this is where we went from red to blue, okay, or red to green, I should say. And this was our early warning methodology telling us we are now in an uptrend in Tesla. So we should be looking for buy signals. Rather than wait for some announcement, excuse me, that's telling us that the company is making money, we're not interested in that. We're interested in only what the chart is telling us. And according to this great tool, the chart was telling us we're most likely in a nice upward trend. You better get on board before things really take off. So this is how this tool works. It's not just simply saying if it turns green, you buy at the market, or if it turns red, you sell at the market. It's the Primo early trend detector. We're just looking to capture trend before everyone else jumps in. Now, I'd like to show you, these are some things, the testimonials that some traders are saying about specialist trading that have been involved in all of our colleges, that have been with us for the last 3 or 4 years. Excuse me, but I want to mention something that was actually sent to us just this past few weeks, and this is a testimonial from one of our members, and it starts out by saying, Primo's mentoring has been a cornerstone of my career over the last 25 years. As I type this note, 26 of 40 positions in our portfolio are from a swing trading strategy of Primo's that I specialize in. Primo's greatest gift was separating me from my emotions and teaching me to listen to the market. Now, this comes from PG. This is a hedge fund trader, and the head trader for one of the premier hedge funds coming out of the West Coast. This is Bikini Analytics Incorporated. So this is where we say that our strategies are rooted in simplicity, but even though you've only been trading for a couple of months, or if you've been trading for 25 years, such as this trader has been, I really feel strongly that our methods and techniques can really help you. Remember, we're an educational company. Regardless if you have 25 years or 50 years of experience or just 5 days of experience, we're here to educate you and really take your trading to the next level by giving you sound and really guided advice from what I've learned in my trading. Remember, in closing, in order to have successful trading, what turned my trading around, what my mentors taught me is they said, Steve, trading should be as simple as possible. Keep your trading simple. What my trading mentors taught me is they said, Steve, it's the easiest thing in the world to complicate your trading, but it's very difficult to simplify it. So try to strip away the things that for some reason we've been taught will make you successful. It's actually, in my experience, these are the things that get in your way to becoming successful. And ask yourself, have they helped me over time? Have all these things helped? Have all these chat rooms and trading rooms and all this news and all these different indicators help? So strip them away and keep them as simple as possible, and then we'll get onto that road to consistency. Remember, we're not looking for home runs. We're just looking for these nice slices of the market which will enable you to trade down 20, 30 years down the road. Ultimately, trading should make you a part of the process. As we stated and state time and time again, we're an educational company. We're not simply just generating signals for you. We want you to become a part of the process. If someone took our format for all of our strategies, there would be literally hundreds, if not thousands of ways to trade them because each one comes with a different way to trade, either aggressively, either conservatively, adding things, tips and techniques which I share with you over the course of the college. Remember, my goal is to teach you how to trade with a specialist edge. Our goal is to get you on that road to consistency so that you can trade 10, 20, 30 years down the road, and this is what we want to do with the advent of this college that we're providing for you for the first time. So let's recap. In closing here, before we take any questions, and I want to thank you for writing them down or holding up onto them, let's recap what we actually have here. Here's what you'll receive once you become a member of the Elite Stock Trading College course. You're going to get weekly trading tools and techniques, okay? We provide you with weekly webinars where we give you different methodologies, different insights into trading. We're also going to give you those 3 proprietary stock strategies, strategies 1, 4, and 8, which in my opinion are the best strategies to be trading the stock market. We'll also tell you exact stop placements, exit, and profit targets, a variable of different ways to enter your stops or exits or profit targets so that you can fine-tune the strategy to meet your needs. And once again, I'll be there with you every step of the way, helping you fine-tune it to meet the specific type of trader that you are. You also get nightly signal service, okay? We provide you with signals, and these are for educational purposes only. There are literally hundreds of signals each night in the stock market. I give you anywhere from 3 to 10 or 15 different picks each night so that you can learn and see the best examples of how these strategies are giving you different signals that are generated that night. Remember, you can trade these either conservatively or aggressively, the different versions to fit your needs. We have the 2 special bonuses, the ATM and the PET-D. The ATM is a tool designed to keep you out of when your strategy goes into some type of drawdown, meaning when it's out of sync with the market. When the market can get choppy, nothing really works in that particular environment. So the ATM is designed to really keep you out of that. And also we provide you with the PET-D. The PET-D is a great tool. It's a color bar tool so that you'll be able to see early trend detection, okay? And then lastly, 36 years of trading experience. I've been trading for 36 years. I really wish there were something like this when I was starting that could have helped me shorten my learning curve because it took me a long time to finally get on that road to consistency. I can tell you stories of how many difficult and negative things I did in my trading in order to ultimately get on that road to consistency. Well, I'm here to use all of the experience that I've gained in my trading to hopefully shorten your learning curve so you won't have to go through all of the pitfalls and all the hurdles that I had to in order to become consistent. Now here's what we offer in the Elite Stock Trading College. As you see, everything in the bullet points, everything 6 weeks, detailed instruction, our proprietary strategies, all the exits, entries, and the signal alerts, the webinars, the ATM, the PET-D, the full access to all strategy rules, and also my personal email address so you have access to me anytime you like to email me. Okay, now this Stock College complete course usually would run for $29.95 with all the information that we have, but for the people, the early bird price for attending today, we're dropping that down to $24.95. Remember, this is 6 weeks of live training. We will be having live classes. It'll be like your personal mentorship where you'll be coming and we will be giving a webinar just to the members and teaching you all these techniques. This also comes with 1 year of trade signals, remember, but this is for a limited time only. If we put all of this together and sold this individually, actually, it would run close to $4,000 or $5,000, but we're reducing the price to $29.95, and then for the early bird people that want to get in even with a better discount, we're reducing it down to $24.95. Comes with all the things you see here, the advanced trade management, the PET-D, and all of the strategies and all of the different detailed instructions. All right, I want to thank you for waiting. Here is the information if you want to copy any of this down. Pro Trader Strategies is our sister site which sells all of our programs and all of our courses. If you have a question you'd like to email us, you can contact Don Jans. He's our senior trade representative. You can contact him at donjans@protraderstrategies.com or call us directly at area code 310-492-5393. Now I'm going to open up the question and answer box, and once again I want to thank you for waiting if you happen to come up with any questions. I see a first question. There is George is asking, do you have a Metastock add-on? Yes, we have a brand new add-on for Metastock, which is for strategy number 4 only, okay? But that's just for strategy number 4. What we do is with this college, we will give you signals each and every night so you can see them, but actually these strategies are so simple, as I stated, you'll be able to spot on your own after a few weeks where the actual signals are. I look at the entire array of markets at the end of each and every day on site, and I know exactly what I know exactly where the signals are generated and where they aren't. George is asking what the cost is. You know, George, the best thing to do is probably to email Don Jans. He can give you all that information. I know there's a different cost for the add-on alone as there is for the course. They may be different, but I believe I don't have the correct information, but I know there actually is an add-on for Metastock for strategy number 4, okay? We will have all strategies on Metastock for the college, though, just to let you know. So if you're interested, all the strategies we have that we're going to be offering, strategy 1, strategy number 4, and strategy number 8, we'll have all those available for the college for Metastock users. George also asks, is it a black box or are the codes open? In terms of the strategies, everything is open, as I stated, I think, at the last slide. You'll get full access to all the rules. The only thing that is not made for information is the PET D. That is something that we want to keep it closed at this time. It's a great color bar methodology that is really just designed to find early trend detection. But at this point, we don't want to disclose what the rules are. So you'll have access to that with the color bar methodology, but we won't make that available right now. It's a proprietary tool that we use. Everything else, though, in terms of the strategies, you'll be able to know all the rules. You'll know everything, full disclosure on all the rules, entries, exits, stops, and the ATM as well. Okay? So I hope that answers your question. Remember, this is a great price. If we probably sold these individually, it would be anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000. We've dropped it down to $29.95. But for people who've attended today, also for past members, we've dropped it down even further to $24.95. So it's a really great tool. Strategy number 1 is great for swing traders, even though you can use it intraday as well. It's great for those type of swing moves. Strategy number 4 is great for trend directional moves, where you can apply it really easily with the PET D, and it's great for intraday trading as well. Lastly, strategy number 8 is basically used for daily bars, but it's great for those quick momentum moves. You're not going to be in the trade a long time, okay? And so you don't have to worry about holding the position very long with that, usually 1 to 5 days at the very most. Remember, if you really want to take advantage of this, we really suggest doing this as quickly as possible. It's a very limited time deal we have here with the prices. And also, plus the PET D will be made available on Metastock as well. So if, George, you're interested in also having this college with the PET D, we will have that available for Metastock as well for all the Metastock users. Any other questions while we're still here? I want to thank you all for attending. George also asked, I had emailed Don Jans last week. So far, there's no reply. I believe Don Jans was out of town, but I promise and assure you that he is standing by his computer right now. So give him an email, and he can take care of you. Don Jans was out of the office for a while. Bill asked, sorry if this was asked, is this being recorded? Yes, it is, Bill. So if you missed it, contact Don once again or give us a call, and we'll send you the link to this particular recording. But we really urge you, if you want to take advantage of all these things, remember, these are things that I learned on the floor myself when I was trading, and these are all things that are included in the stock college. You're more than welcome, Bill. Just give us a call or write us an email, and we will send you the link to this recording. As I stated in the beginning of the class of today's presentation, I traded, when I first started trading, probably the way the majority of all traders trade. I was trying to pick tops and bottoms, and I was trying to rely too much on news reports and earnings and economic conditions, and involved in too many trading rooms or chat rooms. And this would work for a while until it didn't work. And I promise you, I would usually give back everything that took me months to make. So it was very discouraging. It wasn't until I started applying these techniques and methodologies that I share with you in the course that turned my way of trading around. So if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time trading stocks, I know exactly where you're coming from, because I was there at one time myself, so I know how you feel. But if I can shorten your learning curve, I've been here for 36 years, that's really the cost of this particular college, because you don't want to take 10, 20, 30 years to figure out how to do it. If you can learn how to do it in a matter of months, it's really going to help you on your road to being a consistent trader. Once again, that's what we're all about. We showed you some nice examples today, and we will hit these home runs from time to time. We're more concerned about having this nice consistency in your trading so you see this nice upward slope in your profit and loss statement, okay? We'll just take a few more seconds for any more questions. I want to go back one last time just to show you what's offered in the Elite Stock Trading College. Remember, 6 weeks of detailed instruction. We give you the proprietary strategies that were only for the stock market. You see here, entries, exits, and stops. We give you signal alerts on a nightly basis should they apply. We also give you weekly webinars just like this, where I give you totally different information, hopefully to help you with your trading. A lot of different things such as the ATM, the extra bonus with the ATM, the advanced trade management, as well as the PET D. PET D, in my opinion, is worth its weight in gold because along with the ATM, you can keep yourself out of unflattering markets where the environment is not too conducive to making any money. And with the early trend detector, you can keep yourself in markets when the market is trending. So these are two great, tremendous tools to help you get on that road to consistency. You have full access to all the strategy rules, so nothing is a black box in terms of the strategies. You'll learn everything. And then personal email access with myself. You can email me whenever you'd like. Remember, we've dropped this course down from $29.95 down to $24.95. This includes 1 year of trade signal alerts. So we really implore you to take advantage of this. If you're really serious about getting your stock trading on the road to consistency, I really feel this would be the way to go. Your question, George, is saying, does your Metastock add-on work on version number 10? Yes, I believe it does. I mean, there shouldn't be any reason why it doesn't. For all intents and purposes, we're using that right now, and it works fine. So everything should be fine with that. Let me just take you one last time here to our information page. Remember, if you have any questions, if you want to ask more about our discounts or any of the strategies included in the Stock Trading College, this is the very first time we've done this. We did this and had tremendous success with the E-mini college. We did it with other strategies for the Forex college. This is the first time we're doing it with stocks. You saw the testimonials. You saw the hedge fund manager that actually uses one of our strategies. If you want to come on board, we urge you to come on board now and take advantage of that discount. All right, in conclusion, I want to thank you so much for attending. Thank you for taking time out of your Thursday. I wish you the best of luck trading, and I look forward to all of you becoming members of Specialist Trading. Hope to see you in the Elite Stock Trading College. Bye-bye.